Hi all, welcome back to my channel Ace Learning with Sneh. Today we are going to learn which are the forms of business organizations along with the first form, sole proprietorship. Let me introduce you to the topic with the help of a storyboard. Happy reading! Before we study the different types of business organizations, let us first understand what is the private sector organization. A private sector enterprise is owned and managed by private entities. These enterprises are characterized on the basis of their profit motive, ownership and management in private hands, etc. Nowadays, the private sector units are also owned by shareholders and managed by formal managers. The 5 forms of business organizations are sole trader, partnership firm, joint Hindu family, cooperative society, and joint stock company. A sole proprietorship, also known as a sole trading concern, is the oldest and simplest form of business organization. The word sole means single and proprietorship means owner. Thus, the name itself suggests sole owner. A sole trader is an independent owner of a business. For example, a grocery shopkeeper, a beautician owning a beauty parlor, or a gift shopkeeper. Following are the features of a sole trader. As a sole proprietor is the only owner of the business, there is nobody to share his profits or losses with. He enjoys all the profits alone, but also bears all the risks alone. A sole proprietor is the owner as well as an employee of his own business. Any unemployed person can start business with small capital and earn for his livelihood. He gets a source of income by starting his own business. In the eyes of the law, the sole trader and his business are considered one and the same. He or she does not enjoy separate legal status. For example, if Ram owns an internet cafe, the court sees both entities, Ram and the cafe, as the same person. Although there is no specific legal registration to set up a sole proprietorship, one is advised to apply for few registrations or licenses, such as registration under Shop and Establishment Act, registration under MSMED, which is Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act, registration under Goods and Service Tax Act, and trademark registration. There is no distinction between personal property and business property of a sole trader. For example, if Ram's business assets are not sufficient to pay off his liabilities, then his personal properties such as home, car, etc. may also be attached with the business properties. Following are the merits of a sole proprietorship. As a sole trader is not answerable to anybody, he is able to make quick decisions. Many times, quick decisions in business prove to be very profitable. A sole trader can take quick decisions and get more benefits. A sole trader need not disclose his business secrets and plans with any third person. He need not publish his books of accounts, so maximum secrecy is maintained. Being the only decision maker, a sole trader can make decisions as per the changing situations. If there is more demand, he can increase the scale and reach. And if the demand is less, he can reduce the scale and take measures to save every penny. There is flexibility in taking decisions. A sole trader will put all his resources to best use. He can take steps to eliminate wastages of all kinds, which results into lower cost of operation. A sole trader almost all the time works on maximum capacity since he enjoys the whole profit of the business. Any lag in operation is also to be borne by him, so his efficiency is always high. The following are the demerits of a sole proprietorship. A sole proprietor is generally at a disadvantage in raising sufficient capital. He may raise capital from friends, relatives, and banks, but such sources are also limited. Similarly, he may or may not possess all the necessary qualifications and experiences. He may not have expert managerial and organizing ability, and due to limited capital, he may not be able to appoint managerial staff as well. A sole trader is personally liable for all business obligations. The principle of unlimited liability of the owner puts him at greater risk in the times of losses. For payment of business debts, his personal property can also be used if business assets are insufficient. A sole trading concern suffers from lack of continuity. If the proprietor is ill, this may cause temporary closure of business, and if he dies, the business may be permanently closed. Jack of all trades, master of none. The jack here is the sole trader as he is involved in all the activities of his business, such as buying, selling, accounting, marketing, etc. There is lack of specialization, which may lead to errors. Due to limited finance, limited managerial ability, and uncertain life, the expansion of a business is restricted. The size of business remains below optimum level. Also, the fear of unlimited liability makes the proprietor conservative. From the number of merits and demerits explained, it can be concluded that one-man control of business would be most efficient and profitable only if that one man has the capacity to manage everything. With this, the first form of business organization, sole proprietorship, has been explained in detail. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.